Thank you very much for the request of this video. Our team really appreciate it. The racing game now is getting on the right path. It transformed into the next gen level on the graphic, visual and even the gameplay. Especially we can play offline, but I really love how the developers add a real-time multiplayer games, so we can compete with another player from a different country. Please help this video get 100 likes, thanks. Top 12 Best High Graphic Android Racing Game. Best Racing Games Android High Graphic. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Need for Speed Online Mobile. Need for Speed Online Mobile or Need for Speed Mobile. This is what the player is waiting for. Absolutely, the truly magnificent racing games on mobile. The game developer brings one of the most popular car racing games to mobile with a high quality visual and very fast gameplay. I was one of the testers and I was shocked. The player number reached the limit only in a few hours. That was insane and clearly tell us how this game would become so popular when it goes to global. Thankfully, we have a chance to try the tutorial only, but it's pretty enough to describe how cool the game is. Need for Speed Mobile has a story-driven game. We will start by a young man chased by the police, and we should leave them behind us by using our nitro to accelerate our car. But we need to fill it up first before using it. The gameplay is really easy to navigate because we only have two buttons, which are brake and direction buttons. Our car will go forward by itself. There is a simple character customization and only men is available. Hopefully they will add a female one. The best high graphic Android racing games. Racing Master. Racing Master. Seriously, NetEase company is never disappoint us with his work. Especially this game seems really realistic. No wonder this racing game made by Unreal Engine, but for me it has a PC quality that are playable on our hand. I have tried this game once on the beta testing. I really love how the sun glare make a great reflection of the shadows on each object around that makes this racing game become the best. The gameplay of Racing Master is we will be against the real players from many countries all over the world. So we really take seriously on every match. We will not have any nitro power, which is I really love it and really a realistic experience. Try to do a customization with tons of variation components to customize our car to become way more interesting looks. Change the camera into a first-person perspective to make the player have a real-time racing experience. This game will focus on a player versus player to create a great competition with the world rival. Real Master is the best car racing games Android iOS. Disney Speedstorm Kart. Disney Speedstorm Kart. This is one of the best kart racing games that has so many famous cartoon main characters like Mickey Mouse, Hercules, Jack Sparrow and many more. Those characters make a lot of players play this game. The game is a super fun. It has a dynamic racing with a 3D kart game visual. The graphics are insane and full of attention to detail, but unfortunately we cannot adjust the graphic setting into max. It seems we will be able to do it when this game launches on global. At the moment, the developer is developing the game. The races are very challenging. All of the players have the same chance to win. We can get some weapon to slow down the enemy by getting the random box, or faster your speed by the speed pads on the arena. Try to find the hidden shortcut to win the races. Seriously, this is one of the best racing games high graphic for Android iOS. XCar Street Driving. XCar Street Driving. This game is really good for offline racing games on Android iOS. Look at how impressive the graphics are, even if it has a reflection on the street that makes it way more realistic. The gameplay is we can explore the open world and find many kinds of racing missions. Most of the racing will be held by two cars, which is a great game one by one. The racing game doesn't have any drifting system, even no nitro system. It purely needs a high true skill in predicting the environment, because sometimes we will find a random car and make sure we don't hit them, because it will slow down our car speed. Make sure to reach the first position to earn a higher money. We can double the price when we are watching the ads. It's a good way to get some money to buy a new car. Best high graphic offline racing games mobile. Real car driving. Real car driving Race City 3D. This game is not a competition racing game between the other car, but actually it has such a unique gameplay, so we will get some money by finishing so many different challenges, like only up game or reach the middle spot point. When we finish the challenge with the right mission, we will get in-game money. It has a huge open world game. We can crash our car, but then I really enjoy how the developer made a sign of collision on our car. Such a high attention to detail, we can increase our car status attributes like top speed, acceleration, handling, and nitro. Everything will spend the in-game money, so the main goal is we must clear as many challenges as you can and upgrade your car faster. You can play this game offline and it has a small size game, which is 284 MB. KartRider Drift. KartRider Drift. I really love to play the racing game in a higher FPS, which is I can unlock 120 FPS on this game, which is pretty rare and only available on this racing game. KartRider Drift is a car game that was made by NASCAR company. It's full of real-time multiplayer games. You will face the real player in the other world. The matchmaking is quite fast and really has a balanced opponents, which is really fair in racing. I really love it. In game we can easily come closer to the first position by using our random items. The game really helps the player to close the gap between the leading and the last position. The game has a beautiful landscape and really great graphic for mid-range spawns. If you are a car lover, I would highly recommend you these high graphic racing games for you to try and win the global leaderboard. NASCAR Hit Mobile. NASCAR Hit Mobile. Not many NASCAR racing games we have on mobile, but this game should be really good for all kinds of devices. Even if the game has quite a higher size, but it will be running perfectly on your phone, there is no graphic setting we can change at all. The gameplay of NASCAR Hit Mobile is we will have a racing with so many bots, because it's playable offline and the opponents are really easy to overtake and reach the first position. You can upgrade your car by changing the engine, tires, and exhaust. Get your new cars in the shop. With so many popular brands, best car racing games for Android iOS. CarX Street. CarX Street. This game is too good for mobile game level, especially in the racing genre. I'm pretty sure all players will agree with me if CarX Street is the best racing car high graphic game right now. No one can stand beside it for sure. Look at how the interior, the building around, the infrastructure really looks so realistic. The sound of the car is really amazing, makes us feel on fire and tries to cross the finish line faster. It's not only a racing game, but we also can explore the beautiful city that has a different vibes of day and night. There are so many side quests we can do to kill your time that will make the game way more fun. The one thing I really like the most is we will see so many NPC cars that go around that make the city getting more alive. Of course, you need a connection to run this game. Take a guess, it has been downloaded by 5 million players in a few months. Such an insane achievement. Derby King. Derby King. This racing car game will cause chaotic vibes. We will play a racing in a reckless mode. Actually, the gameplay is more like a brawl. We will compete with 8 cars, which is we must keep crashing the other cars. We must keep surviving and be the last car standing. The more we get hits, that means we will get more damage, and don't let it go because it will cause a higher damage and we will lose. The music is really on fire. It's pretty matched with the gameplay actually. I really love how I play this racing game without an internet connection at all. The graphic and the regular physics is really good and on point, especially the scratch used on our car's body. Try this game for your satisfaction. Destruction will boost significantly. At the end, you can customize your car in the garage lobby and adjust it based on your style. Ace Racer. Ace Racer. This game is one of the best fast racing games on mobile. The whole time when we race is incredibly fast. We really need a high concentration to see the arena and the obstacle. There are so many sharp curves we should pass. It needs a high technique to do a drifting. The more you drift, it will make your nitro gauge bar fill up faster. If you think you are fast enough, then try to complete the career mode. We will not compete with a car, but we need to overstep the timing. Get yourself ready to challenge the world-class player with a higher skill acceleration by the real-time multiplayer mode. The matchmaking is super fast on finding the opponents. Overall, I will admit the graphic visual is the next level. No wonder the game size is reasonable, but it is really worth playing now. The best racing games high graphic for Android iOS. KartRider 3. KartRider 3. This game is just less than 100 MB, which even if you have very low-end devices, will be smooth to play. If you think this game will become a racing game and lead the enemy to in front the line, that means you are wrong, because we will have a racing bike game and we will see some gangster that we need to kill by a grenade or a gun. This offline racing game actually has a really good navigation and I really enjoy playing it. Even some of the challenges are quite repetitive, but the level of the difficulty will increase significantly, especially when you face the boss. He will become enraged and deal with higher damage. This game will be really good for a casual players. Bike Unchained MX Racing. Dirt Bike Unchained MX Racing. So far, this is the best motocross games on mobile, especially the game gets supported by the Red Bull, so we will find the actual characters of the popular MX biker. This game can play with one hand, even just one finger is enough to finish the game, because it has a portrait or vertical perspective of the gameplay. It's a full of a racing bike game. We need to defeat the enemy by skill, we need to hold and release on the screen to do many action. And honestly, it's good for a newbie as well. We don't need a high strategy to win the race. This game has a great visual landscape like in the forest and the desert. If you know and understand the technique, then you will be able to speed up your bike and win the race easily. The best racing game high graphic for Android iOS.